Hey everybody, thanks for checking out this video, and today we are going to talk about the yellow raid boss, the corrupted Bastet. We're going to talk about what special skills the raid boss has, how I build my team against the raid boss, what potions I take in, all that good stuff. So thanks for checking out today's video. Hope you enjoy it, hope you learn some stuff, and here we go. Alright, so here we have the corrupted Bastet, which is the yellow raid boss. And there's going to be a few things that we need to pay attention to for sure when talking about its stats and its abilities that are going to be really important whenever we build a team against this guy. So the first thing I want to talk about is its health. It has really low health as far as compared to the other raid bosses, but its damage is extremely high. And it deals damage to a single target. So we're going to talk about kind of how to face that with your team here in just a second. The next thing is that it has really high resistance, so it's almost impossible to inflict any negative status, especially as the raid boss gets bigger. Now, this one is going to be small still because, where I am now, the guild that I have is pretty new still, so we have smaller raid bosses. They are getting bigger, but keep in mind that the stats you're looking at here do increase. So some other things to look for as far as what this raid boss does is the ability to match gemstones one additional time. So basically it just kind of constantly has board king. So if it kills a target, it's going to then be able to hit another target after that. It just kind of immediately goes into it. So those are just a couple of things that are really important when paying attention to this particular raid boss. So now we're going to talk about team building. Alright, so this is my personal favorite team to build against the yellow raid boss. Now we're going to start left to right, and we're going to talk about who I use. So the first one is going to be Martin. Martin is my taunt hero, which I highly recommend when going against this particular raid boss. Now, taunt is essentially going to pull the attack to that hero, and since the yellow raid boss only hits one hero, I want to pull that away from my purple heroes because they're going to deal the most damage against him. If you do not have a taunt hero, something you could use would maybe be a provoke hero if you have really high accuracy on that provoke, or invincible, but the only problem with invincible is that it's typically only going to be a chance to apply to that hero. So it's not really dependable, I guess would be the word that I want to use with that. So next up, I'm going to use Aurora. Now, I love Aurora, and there are some heroes that are very similar to her, but the main thing that I want to do is have attack up. Now, there are a lot of different attack up heroes. You've got, Gaffadeth, which is basically, a mini Aurora. You can do Himpe, you can do Boden. There are a lot of different heroes that can offer you attack up. So I recommend doing that one next. Next hero that I have in here is going to be Esmeralda. Now, I really like using her for this because she is going to give an additional move. She's going to do board king for all the other heroes on my team, and she is going to increase the critical damage of the heroes that I have available. So paired with Aurora or another attack up hero, you then have attack up and increased critical damage, and that's really awesome. And then I'm going to do my two hitters. So here I have Arthur and Ife. Those two are my heaviest hitting purple heroes. Now, one thing that I do want to say, especially when you're first starting out, if you don't have really strong purple heroes to go against this raid boss, is to use the heaviest hitters you have. So for a long time, until I could get my heroes high enough and I had a good taunt hero, I would use my strongest blues and greens. You're still going to want to apply damage, and until you have especially that taunt hero, it's going to go a little sour for you if you don't have the right type of team built up. So in that case, I would do, if you have a taunt, definitely keep that in there, and then attack up, and then probably your three strongest hitters. Or if you have a defense down hero that has really high accuracy, you can put that in as well. So then you have the attack up and the defense down. So now we are going to talk about the potions that I use personally on this raid boss. And, you know, depending on how your heroes work, sometimes you'll need to use them and sometimes you don't. Okay, so as far as potions go, the 4 that I personally like to bring in against the raid boss, the yellow raid boss, I always am going to bring in mana, and I'm always going to bring in health. That's just a given. You never know when you're going to need them. And if you're, you know, you want to get some more damage in, that mana is perfect. And health, you know, sometimes you just need to heal some people. So the next one that I take in is the revive potion. Now with this, it is going to do exactly as it says. It's going to revive a hero, and then that way, especially when you are either relatively new and you're not quite as developed against the raid bosses, or if you're facing a really big raid boss, a lot of times this particular guy will come in and just kill the hero right away. So with that, you can revive your hero, and then I like to then pump my taunt hero with mana, so that way I can just go ahead and start that taunt on a roll. The next one is going to be Dragonfire, and I love Dragonfire. It's really awesome. So instead of bringing in a hero that has a chance of invincible, with this you can choose a hero to become invincible. So it's kind of important to know, and this comes with experience a little bit, which hero the raid boss is going to target. So say for instance you are out of mana and your taunt hero isn't ready to fire. If you know what hero this raid boss is going to go for next, if you put this Dragonfire, it's going to give them invincible, which means that the lowest their health can get is 1, and then you can kind of start your whole process over again as far as that goes. So, you know, hopefully you can get a couple more turns in there. Now, it does only last 2 turns, so definitely be aware of when you're using that particular potion, because if you use it too early, it's going to run out before it's the raid boss's turn, and then it's going to basically be pointless. So I learned that from experience really early on. So yeah, there are the potions as far as what I use with that. All right, so we're going in against this guy, and as you can see, he's already been defeated. And like I said previously, we are on very small raid bosses for our crew right now, so we're able to go and use that overkill mode a lot, which is just a beautiful feature. Thank you, devs. We just want to give a shout out to them. We love it. So here you can kind of watch some tile moves as far as what I do. And there are a couple different things that I personally do. I definitely want to fire my heroes quicker. So I'm going to be matching purple tiles, and then I'm also going to want to clear out yellow because I'm going to want to keep my Martin in stock as far as the taunt goes. And then I'm also going to want to use that kind of defensively so that I'm taking those tiles away from the raid boss. So as you kind of go through and watch, you can see sort of how my tile moves go. As I've said before, I'm not God's gift to the game, but you can at least understand sort of where I'm going with this. Let's see. All right. So if you notice, as far as using the gemstones more of a defensive kind of way, you can see where I'm paying attention to when up at the top the raid boss is going to take its turn. Now, luckily my speed is higher than this raid boss right now, but it's not always going to be, so I was able to make my moves first. But typically, especially as this raid boss gets higher, it does get really fast, and its resistance gets really high. So, anyway, I think that's pretty much going to cover the tile movement as far as what I like to do with this raid boss. So, having said that, I have no more to really cover in this video, except for I have a new redeem code. Hey-o! It is going to be Lila, Laila _ then the number 22. And you can see on your screen where I have that. So thank you guys, as always, for coming in. Soon I'm going to have a series coming out called What I Wish I Knew When I First Started. So if you have any ideas, feel free to send those in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys as far as things that you've learned along the way that you think could be really beneficial to a new player. So thank you guys. I hope you have an awesome day.